It took a while to get back and forth between them though, since it was day 61, and I just made it to the last chest. However, this wouldn't stop me from rigging more farms. On day 62, I was looking around for the most optimal one. I saw Jaren running around in the docking area and decided it was safe to go higher up. Somehow, the farm that stood out to me the most was the chicken farm. And no, it wasn't for food, but instead for eggs. And man, there was a lot of eggs. On day 63, I practically had the hoppers completely set up. I've done this so much to the point where I can just space out, which could be a problem if someone came by. I also realized I was becoming almost too comfortable in their base, and that I was still a target, I mean. On day 64, everything was pretty much connected, but the time it took to travel from one farm to another was stupid. So on day 65, I came up with a genius concept. One room, a bunch of chests, and hoppers leading all the items here. It took me day 66 to mine it all out, and day 67. This was all I did. I didn't have a lot of hoppers left either, and I felt like wasting them on a pumpkin or sugarcane farm would be useless. So, on day 68, I set out with the mission of finding the best farm. I feel like this was always my goal, but I kept getting distracted. Speaking of which, Red had a trade coming up. I noticed he always did his trades away from the base, probably at these coordinates, but I didn't want him to go there. I wanted him to go to these coordinates. So on day 69, I watched Red do his thing, and when he looked at the sign, he didn't think a thing and booted up the flying machine. Throughout day 70, I followed it, but I had to stay on the ground for most of it since flying or using rockets would be pretty risky. On day 71, he finally stopped the machine, exactly above where I wanted him. Because below that snow was hopper minecarts that would steal any item instantly when dropped. One big problem though, the player I asked to be bait for this wasn't moving. And when I got closer, I realized he wasn't even at his computer.
How's it going, JPEX? Hello? Bruh. Hello? We're supposed to do a trade now.
On day 73, JPEX was nowhere near his computer.
Bro, it's already daytime. Are you serious?
Well, Red was kind enough to leave him a sign.
Well, never trade with irons.
And honestly, he was kind of right. I flew back to the base on day 74. Not very